أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. We give all the praises and the thanks to the Almighty Source Creator, the Creator of everything. Brothers and sisters, we are part of the creation. So the rules, the laws that govern the creation also govern the anatomy, our anatomy and physiology. We'd like to thank you for joining us today here, a new episode on Optimal Health on AM360. We are also your certified symptometry health coach and your host here on AM360 Optimal Health. We'd like to share with you that we're a certified symptometry health coach. And we're also in the doctoral program at the American School of Symptometry, home of cell self-correction, self-regulation, recalibration, and self-perpetuation. Optimal health is the natural ability for all of the body parts to resist diseases by making the body resistant to microbes, parasite, as well as toxic metal, radiation, poison, toxic alkaloid, and acids. This requires mastering the rules of health, the iron rule, the speed law, the weakness law, the pH rule, and the natural law. Therefore, optimal health must be earned. It is not inherent. It doesn't come from my parent, doesn't come from my grandparent. It's something that we have to earn, brother and sister, by taking care of the needs of ourselves. Optimal Health, we ask people every week to join us on this journey by clicking on our Zoom link or calling in to the necessary numbers. And we'd like to thank everyone for joining us today with a new episode of Optimal Health on AM360. And we thank you if you shared our link with a friend, a relative, an associate, someone that you love, someone that's important to you, that you share the link with them and ask them to join us here on Optimal Health every Monday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. From 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Brother and sister, what we eat, what we drink, and the chemical and substance we expose ourselves to will affect our cells. Their structure will also affect their influence in the following three ways. Number one, they will cause pH imbalance and iron loss. Number two, they will fill our blood with impurities. And number three, they will make us violate the pH rule, the natural law, the laws of physics, and the rules of health. This is what happened. This is why the person is sick. You see on our screen, we asked the question, why are people sick? We just answered that question. What we eat, what we drink, and the chemical and substance we expose ourselves to will affect our cells, their structures, their function, their behavior. And that's why the person is sick. They didn't take care of the needs of their cells. They ignored them. Therefore, the cell began to produce symptom and anomaly because they didn't have what they needed to keep things normal. Things was blocked from them being able to produce normalcy. They did not receive the nutrients and resources. They did not receive water. They did not receive energy, electrical energy, thermal energy. All these would be the reason why the person would be sick. Symptometry, the most natural and scientific means to address the needs of human cells. And we are responsible for helping ourselves to self-correct, self-regulate, self-cleanse, recalibrate, and self-perpetuate. We have to provide cleaner blood with more oxygen. This is what health is all about, brothers and sisters. Health is a reward for us taking care of the needs of ourselves. It doesn't come from the doctor, it doesn't come from my parents. And it's not guaranteed to anyone. Not guaranteed to anyone, brother and sister. We have to work at it. That's maintenance and upkeep that we have to do every day. If you don't do it, Something's going to be blocking the cell. They are so tiny and so small, something would be blocking them. They produce protein. They synthesize protein. They're able to replace our body from head to toe. There should be nothing old in us. Our cell must always be dividing, producing enzyme in all of the essential to maintain normalcy. This is where health is. We have been misled on so many different levels, brothers and sisters, when it comes to our health. When it comes to our health. Health is not guaranteed to anyone. It's a day-by-day, sometimes moment-by-moment situation. We have to know what to do when we have an anomaly, a symptom, and put it back to normalcy within 24 to 48 hours. We have to know what to do. So now we have a school called the American School of Symptometry, teaching people like myself and others who want to know how to do that. So brothers and sisters, we thank you again for joining us today. We have an excellent topic designed or outlined for us, and we hope we have your full participation. And that topic is elevated PSA. Of course, PSA is in men's. We're going to be talking about men's health issues when it comes to elevated PSA. We're going to lay the controversies to rest. My guests and I will be having a panel discussion on elevated PSA, many misconceptions about why the man's prostate has elevated PSA and whether it's cancer or not, and what's causing it. Brothers and sisters, every disease has a source. It just didn't pop out of nowhere. The person did something. They ate something. They consumed something. Or they were exposed to a poison or a toxic. Something happened. It is our responsibility to find out what happened. So now we have a school that can teach us to help us to find out what happened to us. What mistake did we did? We made the mistakes. Nobody else did. The doctor didn't make the mistake. So why do you think he's supposed to figure out your health issue? We made the mistake. Now we have to solve the problem. So we welcome you to a new episode of Optimal Health on AM360. We have our guest, Mrs. Rita Taylor, and we're also going to have Miss Yvette Dean. She's here, present. And myself, we're going to be having this panel discussion on elevated PSA and what's behind it. And what's behind it. But before we get started, brothers and sisters, we're going to take a short break. And I'll give you a moment to call someone to join us so they can also learn. If you have a father, an uncle, a brother, a relative, an associate, they need to be on this call. They need to be on this Zoom platform today. Many of them will be making the wrong choices, the wrong decision when it comes to their prostate. Many of them will be making matters worse based on the decision that they make when they talk to their doctor, when they talk to their urologist and the doctors. So brothers and sisters, do not go anywhere at all. We'll be right back.
People get sick all the time. However, even after years of research, physicians don't have the faintest clue why most sick people find themselves in the predicament they do. Will they just accept the same treatment without truly getting to the bottom of what is happening to them? Not anymore. Symptometry draws attention to your cells, the building block of your being, allowing you to understand what needs to be done and paving the way for self-correction. Developed by Dr. Maxwell Nardi, symptometry is not medicine or even its alternative. It is a study designed to fill in the void left behind by the most common scientific fields. Symptometric science has proven time and again over 31 years that chaotic eating and living are not in the best interest of the cells. It's about time we change that. To understand symptometry, dive into a whole new world of cell-based knowledge and profoundly appreciate human cells' work. Get your copy of Symptometry and Symptometric Science at a Glance by Dr. Maxwell Nardi now.
We're back, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining us today here on Optimal Health with your host, Abdul Shaheed, and also our guests, Mrs. Rita Taylor and Miss Yvette Dean. We all three are certified symptometry health coach, and we're a student at the American School of Symptometry, the home of cell self-correction, self-regulation, recalibration, and self-perpetuation. Our cell can do everything for us, brothers and sisters, but we have to help them to do it. So we're going to ask our guests to come on, and we're going to introduce them. Miss Rita Taylor, she's a certified symptometry health coach. Her specialty is pregnancy management. So if you know anyone that's having a baby, she need to be talking to Miss Rita Taylor. So at the end of our program, we will give her contact information, and we talk more about her specialty. Natural childbirth, pregnancy management is her specialty. So if you have to have the most healthy and the best baby, because we know at the American School of Symptometry that intelligent children are not born, they are made based on what the mother is eating or not eating. And then we have our next guest, Miss Yvette Dean, who's also a certified symptometry health coach, and she's in the master program, the master culinary science program at the American School of Symptometry. And Miss Rita Taylor, she's also in the doctoral program and qualified already for the master's degree at the American School of Symptometry. And Miss Yvette Dean's specialty is scientific recipe. We'll give you her website at the end of our program. Scientific recipe is her specialty. We all have a specialty. We all have something we love to do. And so it is with the certified symptometry health coaches. So Ms. Rita, we're going to have you to get started off first. We're going to talk about elevated PSA and information that our brothers, our uncles, our father, our nephew need to know. Because at some point in time, especially African-American men, they're going to have problems with their prostate. 99% of us.
Yes.
that was my reason for coming to symptometry. My prostate. I didn't know what was going on with it. I wanted to be healthy and normal and live a long life with healthy longevity. I didn't want no surgery, no radiation, no chemotherapy. I didn't want any of those things. None of those therapeutics.
You don't need it.
And that's why I became a student at the American School of Symptometry. So I'm going to extend the mic to you, and you can go ahead and get started. We have this panel discussion about elevated PSA, the truth behind it. Thank you so very much for joining us today.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. And I think I am so delighted to be sharing this discussion with Brother Saheed and Yvette because my brother went through the same thing, but he was stubborn and decided to do the surgery, and he's still stuck with the elevation of PSA. So, I mean, we're here to really emphasize to all of you, the men in particular, that it is what you eat that makes a difference. You know, people will say, oh, I did this, but I don't know what happened. Well, what have you been eating? What kind of food have you been eating? Because the emphasis should be on food. Because if you really eat well, eat scientifically, you're going to probably reduce your chances of having this. My husband never had this elevated PSA, basically. And I just want to share with you that you can control this and you don't have to have surgery. And that's why symptometry is here to help you go through without surgery. And, after my brother didn't listen, he did the surgery, did the chemo, and and the elevation is still up. So I asked him, so what happened? He said, well, what happened is that it left him impotent. And also it left him impotent because once you do that surgery, it just mess up with your system. So I just want you to know that before you run to the surgeon to get it done, do some research, find out the alternative. What can you do to prevent the surgery? Again, I like to start with saying that it is the food that you eat. People do not understand why, especially men, why they do have elevated prostate. Okay? And they go in there, as I told you, my brother, they go in there and have the surgery and do the chemotherapy and radiation. After 5 years, her PSA elevation is still up. But what does he get for it? Nothing. Nothing. Again, so I would like to start with you about the food. Okay, that why? What is it that urologists get it wrong about elevated PSA? What did they get wrong? Because they didn't study food, so they don't understand that food, is critical. There are two sides of food. The one that will help you and the one that have all kinds of allergens and preservatives and stuff that you need to know. Again, your doctor is not going to show you that. But we here in symptometry, we will discuss that with you. So let's look at this. First thing first, there's a correlation between what the man see and and anomalies, because when somebody said, well, I got this, but I don't know how. Well, you got it because what kind of food has been getting into your stomach? So you are responsible for your journey. You are responsible for the elevated PSA. You are responsible, not your doctor, not your wife, but you, because you have to determine what is important to you. Okay? So there's certain food I'm going to share with you here. Do you know that onions and garlic have allyl sulfide? It can cause cancer. Okay. Do you know that potatoes and tomatoes and eggplants have solanine? Do you drink tea? Do you know what it have? It also has theophylline. And eat rice, chocolate, colas, especially people that drink soda. I have a friend who drinks about 4 or 5 cans of soda a day. And if you get sick, you're going to blame somebody and said, oh, what happened to me? Well, you caused it. You've been eating all the wrong food. Do you know that even tapioca and cheese has Physin? Physin, cheese has Physin, and Physin doesn't help you um, to coagulate your blood. I mean, it basically, you can whatever you eat there, it will not coagulate, and you need to make sure that you watch out of what you eat about cheese. Okay, the eggs have overabundant phosphoprotein. Yogurt. How many of you eat yogurt? I used to be a yogurt, queen before I came to symptometry, but not anymore. I used to be a chocolate addict, but not anymore. Why? Because it has some health structures that is going to impact your cell. And your cell, all they want is for your mind, to align with the needs of them. So your mind you need to be producing the neurotransmitters and the neurons to say, hey, I'm not going to eat this anymore. It's bad for my health. But how can you do that? You have to produce some neurotransmitters and neurons for you to be able to say, this is wrong. When I was determined that I'm not going to eat chocolate anymore, I've been eating chocolate since I was a teenager. It caused a lot of issues for me. It caused a lot of cramps. When I had period. I could not, I'll be crying and crying, not knowing that I was doing to myself because I was eating chocolate and nobody told me. Again, and I'm not going to digress, but I'm just going to tell you how things you do impact you. Even if you have a woman in the audience, remember that sometimes when your menses, you have problems with your menses, is because you're eating something. In my situation, I wasn't getting it. I wasn't getting my menses on a regular basis because I was eating chocolate. I have to get an injection for me to get my menses to resume. So all I'm saying is it's what you do to yourself that cause the anomaly. So for the men, what kind of food are you eating? You know what? Are you cooking your food scientifically? Basically, if you're not, that's what we're here to help you. So, how many nuts do you eat? I used to eat. I mean, I was a nut addict. Nuts for breakfast, nuts for lunch, and nuts for. I love my nuts, especially with my oatmeal. No, that oatmeal also causes polyps for you, but those people that don't know, it causes polyps, and I wasn't aware of it. So I was eating them until I came to symptometry and my eyes was open. Now I don't eat nuts anymore because you know what? Nut has prussic acid. It has poison that people don't know. People love the nuts. You go in there and they grab some and they'll eat it. Well, do you know what is happening to your cell? Do you know it's damaging your cell? And so these are the kind of things that you need to know. So if you know the truths, the vitamins and all this stuff, do you know what it entails? Do you know that some of them can cause, you know, um, especially the vitamin C that you take? It can cause some things in your blood that you're not aware of. Again, you need to be careful what you take because not everything that is out there is good for you. Okay. Um, and also, why do what kind of people say fruits? Fruits, I mean, people love fruits because oh, it's supposed to be good for you. Who's told you so? Who said that fruits are good for you? Do you know what are in fruits? Do you know what kind of acid is in fruit? You need to know that it's not really good for you, even though the nutritionists have told us that fruit is good for us, but it's not. Again, what is fruit? It is a waste collection pot. I mean, fruits really, what we call fruits are what the plant don't like, and they put in a pot, and then we take them and we eat them. Something that the plant don't like, and then we eat them, and then it causes all kinds of anomalies for us. So everything that is happening has a reason, but if you don't understand it, you think it's normal. It is not. You have to really ask questions and you have to really make sure your diet, you're not eating all these kinds of, eggs. Everybody eat eggs. It's, oh, yeah, it's good. Egg. I love eggs. I eat 3 or 4 a day. Do you know what is in eggs? Do you know what it's doing? I mean, again, you will not understand because have protein and it will impact the blood that you have, your cells. So all the things that you're doing will have impact. And so if you're a man and you have a PSA, what kind of food are you eating? It's all about food. Ladies and gentlemen, if we really take care of the food that goes into our bodies, we will have less issues. But and we know we have to eat. Okay, we have to eat. So you can't stop. You have to eat, but you have to make sure that you're eating right. You're cooking scientifically. Basically preparing your food scientifically. Yes, it takes time though. Any good thing for you takes time. Are you ready to do the heavy lifting? Are you ready to do what it takes for you to turn things around? If you're not, then it's going to have issues for you. So, you know what? We have to we need to make sure that what goes into our body is what is supposed to go into our bodies. All the food that we eat, yes, we need to make sure it is really helping us out. Some of the things that I like to share with you is that there are nutrients that are poisons that you need to know about. Okay, and they'll intermingle with that. So you need to make sure that the nutrient that's going to your body is right for you. If it's not, that's why you have the coaches to help you. That's why you we and say that enrolling at symptometry will help you understand the whys beyond what we do. Because once you understand the whys, it's easy for you to follow. You know, when we came in here about 9 years ago with my husband, and he had a kidney situation where he was supposed to have a kidney transplant. And she, you know, she was a doctor himself, and she said, "No way, we are not going to have a kidney transplant." So we came to Dr. Nate, and Dr. Nate said, "Yeah, I can take care of it, but you need to change your lifestyle." We were ready to change the lifestyle, which means we ditched all the food we eaten. We started cooking scientifically. We started eating scientifically, and you know, in bingo, in 6 months, my husband, uh, kidneys has been restored, honestly, and the doctors couldn't understand. Somebody who was going to be on dialysis, basically is stabilized, is normal, and they ask you, "What are you doing right?" Okay, well, you just laugh and say, "Well, we have changed our diet." But you know, we do have the secret of symptometry, particularly that, you know what, break the bonds that my husband has been going through for years and years and years. And again, as I said, within 6 months, we decided that, you know, enough is enough. We are not going to go through this. And we decided to change our diet, you know, to change everything we're eating. And within 6 months, we were ready to do the heavy lifting. How many of you are ready to do the heavy lifting? We're ready to do the heavy lifting. And after we finished the heavy lifting, he was, you know, I mean, his kidneys were back to normal. And so all I can say is that it's the food, 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 incredible food. It's a poison in food that causes anomalies. And that's what I would like to share with, that's what I wanted everybody on this program to know is food, incredible food is the food that causes anomalies. So Brother Saheed, that's about it.
Excellent, excellent, Mrs. Rita. That was very, very good. That's the first part of our panel discussion about elevated PSA. We're going to take a brief pause, and we'll be coming right back, and we're going to talk more about elevated PSA, and we're going to explain why the person or the man PSA will be rising even after he had it removed, even after the chemotherapy, even after radiation and surgery, after the prostate has been removed. Years later, the PSA start going back up. What's causing it? So you had the first part. It's the food, the food, the food. Now that person who has elevated PSA must figure out what food he's eating or consuming that's causing his PSA to rise. So we'll be right back, brothers and sisters. Please do not go anywhere at all. With Abdul Shaheed, Certified Symptometry Health Court, and also your host, and with our guest, Mrs. Rita Taylor and Ms. Yvette Dean. We all three are certified symptometry health coaches at the American School of Symptometry. We'll be right back. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Maxwell Nardi, inventor of symptometry and symptomatic science. Many of you may not have heard of symptometry because it appears to be new. Unfortunately, new does not mean untested. Symptometry has been around for 32 years, since 1991. During these 32 years, I had to conduct several experiments. I had to test the precepts and the concepts of symptometry and symptomatic science. After 32 years of testing, the results are in. The results are excellent. This is why you are hearing about symptometry and symptomatic science now. I invented symptometry and symptomatic science for a reason. What is this reason? The reason is medical science, nutrition, Chinese traditional medicine, acupuncture, chiropractic, Ayurveda, and herbalism created a gaping hole.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters. We thank you once again for joining us today here on Optimal Health on AM360. For those people who might be coming on a little late, we're talking about elevated PSA in men and what causes it. And there's a controversy about what kind of therapeutic to use to address it. Well, we're going to lay those controversies to rest today. And for those people, those brothers, those men, those uncles, the fathers, want to know the facts about elevated PSA once and for all. That's what we shared on our program today, that you will not find this information anywhere. But it's here on Optimal Health on AM360. So, brother and sister, our guest, Ms. Rita Taylor, talked about food, vegetables and fruits, plants. Plants are very dangerous, brother and sister. We have to select them scientifically if we decide to eat them. The main purpose of plants on planet Earth is to purify the air that we breathe. That's why they are here. That we can eat a few of them is that's secondary. That's not primary. That is secondary. Here's the thing about plants that most of us do not know. Plants have their toxic and their nutrients intermingle together. Their acid, their health disruptors, their minerals, their vitamins. All these health disruptors, along with the nutrients, are intermingled together. That's in plants. But in human, we must have a method to neutralize the health disruptors, the poison. They cannot intermingle in us. That's negative energy. Negative energy and positive energy coexist in plants, not in human. If negative energy becomes strong and our positive energy becomes weak, the negative energy will take over our body and we will be sick, brothers and sisters. In the world of energy and force, the strongest force is going to win out every time. This is how it is. This is how the Almighty created the universe. This is how He created us. And we have to always be in compliance. So we have melons. People want to eat melons. What, can I eat watermelon? Can I eat cantaloupe? Can I eat honeydew melon? Melon grows on the ground. Therefore, they have a high concentration of beta carotene. Beta carotene. And our liver must produce enzyme to quickly process or convert beta carotene to vitamin A. Eating too many melons will overtax the liver, causing it to become congested rapidly. Now, based on the enzyme that you are producing, which will also be an indication of your condition, your symptom, if you have a liver problem, avoid eating melons and any other fruits, because you're not producing the enzyme to thoroughly digest what's in the fruit. It's going to become a problem for you. It's going to become a problem. Now, how do we know this? Gas and thin paper chromatography machine. That's what scintimeter used to confirm its finding, to do its research, chromatography. You take the food into the laboratory and you analyze it. And you can see the health disruptors, the poison, the toxic, the acid. the strong acid that fruit produce. You see them by use of a chromatography machine. The gas and thin layer chromatography machine. That machine costs about $1 million. So you don't have one. I don't have one. So before we eat something, we can't run it through the chromatography machine and see what its content are. We can't do it. But at the American School of Symptometry, based on the research, recommendations are made whether we should eat this food or eat that food or eat this once a month or eat this twice a month or eat this once a year based on your condition. Otherwise, you're going to compromise the cells. And that would be the reason why you will be sick and going to the doctor. And your doctor will not tell you anything. He's not going to educate you about what caused your problem. He's going to give you a drug. He's going to do some procedure. He's going to do surgery. And your problem will be made worse. These are the facts, brothers and sisters. So gas and thin chromatography machine verify these facts. And we are real excessive generally in sharing this information. There's more to share, but we're not sharing that today. We stand focused on elevated PSA. There's a whole lot more to share from the chromatography research. Once you analyze food in a laboratory with a chromatography machine, do your own research about chromatography, thin and gas chromatography machine. And there's other different types of chromatography that's been utilized for a long time in this country to analyze products and services and all these things. When the crime scene person go to the crime scene to gather the evidence, they take it back to the lab and they use a chromatography machine on it to determine what was left behind and who it belongs to. They do the same thing. But symptometry happen to do it with food, with products, with substance that we're exposed to determine and find what's causing the person's problem. So what are the compounds that we've highlighted thus far? We named many of them. Yes, Mrs. Rita Taylor named many of them. Theobromine, theophylline, phycine, solanine, and others. And she mentioned that's in plants, that's in fruits. Formic acid, malic acid, tartaric acid, sulfuric acid, citrus acid, all these things are in the food that we're eating. Therefore, our cell will be compromised. And this is what happened. Those substances are what we call useless inert substance. They are useless. They have no purpose in the human body. But because we have to eat food to live, we're consuming them. Now we have to do something to remove them in order to stay healthy. In order for us to stay healthy, we have to do something to remove these health disruptors. They are useless inert substance. What does that mean? It means that they're not going to move once they get inside of us. They get in our blood. They're not going to move. They're going to become like sediment in our blood, in our cell, in the membrane, in the fiber. They're going to be just like sediment, hard to move, mixed with water. Then they become like sludge, very difficult to remove. And that is what the problem with our prostate, brother. That is the problem. These particle waste, these inert substances, they just settle in the prostate and they won't move. And we keep adding to them because nobody has asked us to modify and change our diet and make the connection with our disease and the food that we're eating. Nobody has made that connection but symptometry. Well, we're here to tell you, brothers and sisters, and you can tell the other brothers, sisters, that it's the food that the person is eating that will cause their prostate enlargement as well as elevated PSA. Because they keep eating it, and they keep eating it long after they have reached the saturation point. They're still eating it. These useless inert substances all have a saturation point. Do you know what it is? No, you don't. That's why we're having this program. That's why we're having this dialogue, this panel discussion. So you would know. So you would know. Because you're responsible for taking care of this body that you've been gifted with. Nobody else is. That's the first rule to health. You're responsible for taking care of this body. If you don't know something, you have to know. You have to learn it from somewhere. Now we have a school. You don't have to guess about it. You don't have to go on the internet or go to Google and get misinformation. We have our own research team, brothers and sisters. Let's use it. So these inert substances mixed with water produces sludge. And this starts the person's prostate problem. And here are some of the problems. Inflamed prostate, also called prostatitis, when the prostate is inflamed. Number 2, itching scrotum. Number 3, arthritis. Number 4, swollen scrotum. All these particle waves keep collecting, and they keep coming together because you keep eating the food. This is why the person's prostate will be enlarged and swollen. Number 5, enlarged prostate. As sludge moves upward and downward or laterally, it causes the following symptoms as the man ages. It causes the following symptoms as the man ages. Burning sensation when you urinate. Inability to empty the bladder, causing some urine to remain behind and spill into the person's underwear or pants. Itching urethra, crawling sensation in the barrel of the penis and it's at the tip of the penis. Premature ejaculation will occur, and you go to your doctor, he has no answer for this. You have those other blue pills and red pills and yellow pills that you'll be taking, causing more problems for you. Loss of prostatic fluid, ejaculation fiasco, epididymitis, and inflame of the vas deferens with pain, causing the man to walk with his leg spread apart. These are just a few of the other symptoms, brothers and sisters, from not removing those inert substance from the food that you're eating and for not avoiding the food once you have reached that saturation point. And the body is telling you that that's what has happened. When the PSA is going up, there's a food that you have to find that you're eating that causing the PSA to rise. This is what's happening. Since the man's sexual organ is connected to the man's brain, he will become irritable, worried, and tense, causing his artery to also to become tense, resulting in high blood pressure or low blood pressure. And of course, he will go to his doctor, and the doctor will treat him for hypertension, unbeknownst to him that he has a serious prostate problem. Because doctors do not go to the source of the person's disease. They treat the symptom. That's what he'll be doing. The high and low blood pressure will be coming from his prostate problem. Brother and sister, this shows you how interconnected the human body is. If you have a disease in one part, it won't be long where it's going to be affecting other parts of the body. Body is interconnected, integrated, interdependent, and interrelated, and it operates one biological unit. A disease anywhere eventually going to become a mental illness. That's what this is saying. If you don't do something about it. Now, what does it mean to reach the saturation point? Every useless, inert substance that won't move will reach a saturation point in the glands and in the organ. This is also referred to the prostate. It's the gland. That's why you have a problem. We're explaining it step by step, brothers. Why there will be a problem. Are people aware of each of the compound saturation point? No, they're not. They eat to fill their belly without producing digestive and ancillary enzymes. What a big mistake. If you don't produce all 20 digestive enzymes to digest your food, then there's going to be more concretion, more debris left in the prostate. Are you producing the ancillary enzyme, uncountable number of them, to take care of the upkeep and maintain the body, your body, my body? Are you producing them? You don't know. More than likely, you're not. Because of your lifestyle, because of what you're eating. You're eating chaotically rather than scientifically. That's what we need to change, brothers. The best advice is to eliminate any food, beverages, and snacks and fruits, etc., from the diet that keep elevating your PSA. Find out what it is. Take one food at a time and eliminate it from your diet until you track it down. This is what you have to do. Ms. Rita earlier mentioned that you have to do the heavy lifting. You have to figure this puzzle out. Nobody else can do it for you. This is what has to happen, brother, if you want to get to the source and get to the bottom of it. That is the best advice. Find out what's causing your elevated PSA to continue to rise. Next, you use particulate to ionize the sludge that's there. When the debris, the inert substance, mixed with water, it produces sludge. In the universe, it's called mud, but in the human body, it is called sludge. You have to ionize it with subatomic particle that symptometry provides. Also, calcification, when the cells are on lockdown, must be reversed. So the cells are open up to receive nutrients and resources and oxygen. In some men, oxygen has not been in the prostate for decades. So the body is warning the person, if you want to continue to live, you must find out what substance is elevating the prostate. You must use particulate to open up the cell so the cell can divide and produce all the essential to maintain a healthy prostate. That's what must happen. That's what must happen, brothers. We're taking it step by step by step. And we have to start producing collagen, because the person will be losing collagen. Everywhere we'll be losing collagen. If it's the prostate will be also losing energy. And brothers, there can be no emptiness. There's a law of quantum physics that states there can be no emptiness. If something's supposed to be in the prostate, because you have calcification and it's not in the prostate, something must take place of oxygen and the nutrients and the resources in the prostate. Something must take its place. That's why there will be calcification. That's why cancer can spontaneously come into existence. That's why sludge would be there. Because the essential that the cell produce, they're not present. So there can be no emptiness. So sludge, calcification will be in their place. The truth is that something went wrong with the person's prostate. You as the person have to find out what it is. We have the certified symptometry health court can help you. Dr. Maxwell Norton, the doctor of symptometry, can provide the particulates and molecules to remove the concretion, to remove the calcification, to remove the sludge, and to nourish the cells of the prostate with molecules. We explain it step by step, brothers, what must be done. to put normalcy back into the prostate so you can enjoy a healthy longevity with everything intact. With everything intact. I hope you get my point. So something went wrong. You have to find out what it is, and you have to come up with the solution. Your physician, the physician and neurologist did not cause the problem. And I said it many times already on this program. We caused the problem. And the Almighty has already placed a solution inside of each one of us to solve that problem. This is what we have to do. So PSA level. Understand this, brothers and sisters, what I'm getting ready to say. Understand this. Elevated PSA running in the 10s, the 20, the 50, and the 100, et cetera, is irrelevant. Don't let the doctor scare you. It's irrelevant, brothers, because elevated PSA has never killed a person, and it never will. Cancer has never killed a person. Well, you might say, well, Brother Abdul Shaheed, certified symptometry health coach, what kills the person? It is blood poisoning, septicemia, and the collapse of the cricoid cartilage. That's what killed the person. Blood poisoning. You never did remove the blood impurity from your blood. You never did replace the collagen in your throat. And the cricoid cartilage that's enabled us to breathe stopped being erect, and it collapsed, and the person stopped breathing. That's what caused their death. In every case, brothers and sisters. That's what happened. So don't let your doctor scare you. Oh, your PSA going up and up and up. You have to become like a crime scene investigator and looking for the culprit that's causing your PSA to rise. That's what you have to do. And at the same time, come to symptometry to get the particulates and the molecule to remove the calcification and to nourish the prostate. Not to be scared and frightened by what the doctor tells you, but taking full responsibility for your own health. That's what we have to do, brothers and sisters. Again, I'm going to repeat this. It is not cancer or any other disease that kill a person, as we have been misled to believe. You did something that shut down the anomalous switch, the stop switch, that causing the cell to continue to produce PSA. Our cells, they synthesize protein. That's what they do from head to toe. There's a switch, just like the light switch in your home, to start the protein synthesis. And there's a switch to stop protein synthesis. So when the person has elevated PSA, the on switch is stuck on. You should be able to follow me on what I'm saying here. It is not complicated. So the on switch is stuck on. And the food that you're eating is preventing the off switch to be turned off. So it's keep producing PSA, even after the person do not have a prostate. I hope you understand much better now about elevated PSA. The DNA switch, brother and sister, the Almighty gifted us or created us with perfection. We're just like a mathematical equation. And when everything is working, we're normal. And when it's not working because of what we did, We call it abnormalcy or a disease. There's a switch in the DNA to start the synthesizing of PSA or other protein as well. That switch is called TAC, TAC. That's the on switch. If it continues to stay on and stuck, and TAG, TAG, is not switched on, the prostate will continue to produce PSA. That's why it becomes elevated. And I hope you understand what your role and what your job is to find out what you're eating that continue to cause that switch to be stuck. Once you find out what it is and discontinue eating it forever, your PSA will go back to normalcy. These are the facts, brothers and sisters. We have been misled on so many different levels. You have reached the saturation point of whatever you consume. It could be a toxic metal. It could be a toxic acid in the food. We listed some of those health disruptors. Could be a toxic metal. Could be titanium from eating apples. Could be prussic acid in the nuts you eat. It could be theophylline in the tea you drink. It could be theobromine in the coffee you drink. It could be the phycine in the cheese you eat. It could be phosphoprotein in the dairy you consume. This is what we're talking about, brothers and sisters. There's no perfect food for a human to eat on planet Earth, but we must have food to live. And then we have to remove the health disruptors or figure out what to eat once a month or twice a month, once every 4 months, or once every 6 months. We have to figure it out. That is, if we want to be healthy and keep living and keep living and keep living to carry out our mission, brothers and sisters, what we were sent here to do. That's what has to happen. So I'm asking you to find the item that's causing your PSA to continue to be elevated. If you need our help, that's what we're here for. So brothers and sisters, we're going to bring on our next guest, but before we do, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. Please do not go anywhere. We still have some information to share on this panel discussion of elevated PSA in men. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Every anomaly has a cause. For generations, we've only scratched the surface of understanding mental health. Dr. Maxwell Nardi, using the pioneering science of symptometry, delves deeper than ever before, catering to the needs of cells and blood, not just symptoms. With a fresh new approach, uncover the building blocks of your health. Redefining health science. Discover the underlying causes of mental anomalies. The book that's changing everything we know about health. Available now. Take charge of your health journey.
The thing here is we saw what happened over the weekend. Deals were cut with people like Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski that would do various carve out for her particular state. Well, the Senate parliamentarian overruled those, saying those cannot be used when it comes to reconciliation. Folks who don't understand the Senate rules, by reconciliation, they could pass it with a simple majority and then not require a 60 vote threshold. So that's why they're using the reconciliation way. So that's out of the window. So what are you going to do, Lisa Murkowski? Senator Susan Collins, she voted.
Sorry about that, brothers and sisters. Sorry about that. We're back. Thank you for joining us. Ms. Yvette, also a certified centometry health coach. She's going to share some additional information about elevated PSA, and we're going to put this controversy to rest. Thank you so very much, Ms. Yvette. You're muted, Ms. Yvette. Your mic is muted. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Before Yvette come on, I have to leave because I have an appointment. So I'm sorry.
Ms. Rita, we thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you, Rita.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much.
We'll see
Bye-bye.
you, God willing, next week. Thank you so very much.
Bye-bye. Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Thank you. Yes, I'm so happy to be here to discuss our topic today on elevated PSA. You know, I have a lot of male members in my household too, you know, wonder why this happens to males. You know, they wonder, why do we have these elevated PSAs? I mean, women, we have our problems too, okay? But men, mostly their diseases is PSA, right? And ours is a whole bunch of other ones too, because, you know, we're women, we have a lot more issues, but today, PSA is one of the issues that's plague men around the world, from, you know, doctors to physicians to specialists. You can't avoid it because of the foods that we eat, the foods that they, you know, approve for us, the FDA, you know, the other places that look out for us, look out for our food. But, you know, it's making us sick. It's making us sick because of the way food is. The constituents that's in food, the natural constituents in food is what make us sick. And also the additives and the preservatives, but mostly the downside of foods, which are preservatives, additives, and the constituents of how food is made. And this is what we're here to teach you about, how certain foods send us to the hospital, make us sick, you know, keep us uncomfortable, keep us with tumors in our bodies, keep us with swellings all over our bodies, with pimples, rashes on our skin. Okay, all this is due to what we eat, and no one ever told us. You know, they just tell us about the upside of foods, but we also have downsides, and there are some downsides that causes the PSA level in men to rise. Okay, so I'm going to take you on a little journey here of some information here. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an insight into our DNA. Okay, so one of the main reasons we have, like, what we call genetic codes, okay, for the amino acids that we have in our foods and our bodies. So there's one amino acid that's really abundant in our foods, is one of the main causes of PSA. Can anyone guess what it is? It's a staple food that we eat maybe every day. I'm gonna give you a hint. It looks like a grain. We eat it mostly every day.
Is it grits?
Not quite. Almost though. It is a grain. Okay.
Bread?
What was that?
Bread?
Bread? Nope, it's not bread. Close, coming close.
I would have said rice.
There you go. There you go. It's rice. Rice. Rice has a amino acid called methionine. methionine, which is abundant in rice. Okay, but that methionine will turn on your TAC, okay, which causes a protein or abnormality production in your body. Okay, therefore, if you eat rice, especially the brown rice, you are going to accumulate a lot of TAC, which we don't want to produce that one because that turns on, okay, that would turn on abnormalities in your body. Rice, something as simple as rice, but it has a lot of methionine in it, a lot. Okay, so if that is turned on and it reaches a saturation point, we're going to have an abnormality, whether it's a tumor, whether it's inflammation, whether it's stagnating in the blood, we're going to have an abnormality. So we must make sure we choose our food scientifically or find the foods that we're eating so it can stop the growth of the PSA. Okay, we also have TAG, like our co-coach was saying about TAG. TAG is the only thing that stops the abnormality in your bodies from progressing. Okay, so as long as we're producing that TAG, one of the amino acids that we need to, okay, produce to stop it, we can keep our health under control. So certain foods that will turn it on, and we got to make sure we're producing the enzymes to make sure it's off. Okay, or amino acids to make sure it's off, that we stop it so it won't get out of control. But the main thing is rice. And that was one of my staples. Rice. So I can tell you what to use to replace rice. Okay, I can tell you what to use to replace rice so we can limit the methionine in our system. Rice also have arsenic. Arsenic, right? It also has arsenic. So it's a double-edged sword, rice is. So to me, the nutrients doesn't outweigh the downside in rice. So this is how we choose food scientifically. We figure out, does this outweigh this? Will this cause more problems than this? Okay, so this is what I teach you, to eat the foods that cause the less havoc in your blood, in your body. Okay, so that our blood can flow at the speed of light, like it's supposed to, like your blood can flow in your prostate area. Okay, not to scare you, okay, to thinking that it's cancer. Okay, but all PSA levels that's high, it's not cancer. So don't get intimidated. Don't be going home and saying, oh my God, I got cancer. What am I going to do? How am I going to tell my family? What am I going to do? How did it get here? Just your head is all over the place. You're panicking. You're wondering what's going to happen. You want a longer time in your life. It's too soon. We have all these things in our head when they say, you got a high PSA level. And most men are the breadwinners, right? They worry about their family if they have a high PSA level. They wonder now they're leaving their family early. Okay, it's a whole emotional thing, and then that throws off everything else in your body, and you just don't know what to do. You're lost. But we have hope now. Like this show today, we're telling you that cancer, high PSA, is not cancer. It's not. It's not. It's certain foods that's in your diet. And us as Symptometry Health coaches, we're here to help you find it. We're here to help you find it. And we will help you find it We will help you remove it, eliminate it, and then you're not going to eat that food again. You're not. You're going to be so happy that you didn't go through chemo, you didn't go through radiation, because symptometry has the answers for you. You now have a choice. You can go doctors, physicians, okay, and take their drugs, which they tell you on TV. They say, hey, it may cause this, that, but we're not paying attention to that. We're paying attention to the happy faces, dancing. But if you read them little bitty words at the bottom, that's telling you it may cause liver damage, it may cause kidney damage, it may cause PSA damage. We're not looking at that. We're looking, but they're telling us right there in daylight on TV commercials, they're telling us we have side effects. This can cause this, but we're like, it ain't gonna happen to me. You know, that side effect's not gonna happen to me. I'm just gonna take it because we have no choice. But now we got a choice. We now have a choice, ladies and gentlemen, for our health naturally, without worrying about side effects, okay? Without worrying about that. We can clean you up, teach you how to take full responsibility of your health. This is what symptometry teaches you. Symptometry health coach is teaching you how to take full responsibility by teaching you the downsides of foods, by having menus ready for you to get started. Scientific eating will not cause blood clots. It will not cause stagnation in your blood, because blood is supposed to move at the speed of light. The speed of light. So our cells can grab the nutrients out of it real quick. They got to be moving fast though. It can't be moving slow. Our cells can't grab it. It got to be going so our cells will go and grab the nutrients it needs from the foods. And then after it grabs the nutrients that it needs, okay, it starts to divide, reproduce, you know, give us all of our essentials, our brain essentials, so we can think right, make good decisions, especially on the foods that we eat, to keep our PSA at a lower level. Okay, we don't want to be in the hundreds, in the 200s. Okay, but we also want to know how to stay under the normal range. We have to keep the men in our lives healthy. We have to keep ourselves healthy, because health is the best reward. Our best riches is health. It's not money. Money helps, but the best reward is health. And we now teaching you to have full responsibility for yourself. We will teach you about your health. Come to the Nebraska School of Symptometry. We're going to teach you the true meaning, the true meaning of health. And we get you involved. We get you involved. So the women in the house can get in that kitchen to make sure that their family is healthy, or the men, you know, men cook too. Okay, so that we can be healthy and healthier. Okay, so we just got to be careful, you know, especially foods like fish, you know, not cooked right, meats. People do not cook their meats right. And when you have undigested protein in your body, you're having all kinds of problems. If you're not producing the enzymes to digest your proteins, okay, you can have what we call proteinosis, which is blood protein in the blood. So you're poisoning your blood with bad protein that's not cooked properly. Or proteinuria. You ever had test results where you have urine in your, protein in your urine? That means something is going on. Okay? Something is not connecting, something is not digesting the enzymes was not produced while you were eating. Okay? So we got to be very careful to keep our switches off. That switch that turns on the abnormalities producing in our bodies, we got to keep it off. Okay? So it's very important that we learn which foods to stay away from. Which foods, like Coach was saying, which foods to eat once a month, twice a month. We're not going to starve you. We're not here to starve you. We're here to help you make better choices for your health, for your PSA, so you won't be afraid. We don't need to be afraid of sickness anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We don't need to be afraid of sickness at all. We just got to choose our lifestyle. We can't have, terrible diets and lifestyle. Like, we can't eat anything we want to eat these days, especially these days. Now, back in the day when our grandparents and our ancestors grew their own vegetables, they lived long lives. But now things have changed with the foods, as we all know. There are fake foods out here now, that they're producing. So it's important more than ever now, to watch what you eat. You got to stay away from the main things that make our enzymes worthless. Without our enzymes, we can't function. Our PSA won't function. Men can't please their wives, because they're not functioning. Why? Because they didn't know those nuts they were eating, watching the game. I used to eat a whole, what's it called? Some kind of nuts that they call a whole little jar, watching the game, just eating them. No consequences of not knowing. But now we know. Now we know what to do. Okay? How to reduce the load is where we won't get to a saturation point. Okay? Everything we eat get to a saturation point. Like cereal. Something as innocent as cereal have heavy metals. And heavy metals is not dissolvable, unfortunately. They're not. We can blunt them with symptometry, but they're not dissolvable in the body. So this cereal, I'm dissing cereal. It's not worth it to me. Now that I know there's heavy metals in it, it's not worth it. I don't want nothing blocking my cells from dividing, from creating abnormalities in my body. Okay? I don't want no cells turning, no cells tripping on top of each other, causing tumors. I don't want any blood clots. So I'm staying away from cheese. Yes, cheese. Delicious, stringy cheese. Pizza. Oh my God. Cheese causes blood clots. And this is verifiable science. But they don't tell us. Good thing we are producing the enzyme we need to break up that blood clot when we eat cheese. Okay? We haven't denatured that enzyme. But if we eat cereal, you see where I'm going at? If we eat cereal and we introduce heavy metals in our body, it can denature that enzyme called fibrin, that breaks up blood clots so it could just go on through and be eliminated. But we got to make sure we don't denature that enzyme by certain foods that we eat. And this is what we teach you, to take full responsibility for your health. So you won't have PSA problems. You won't have clot problems. You won't have swelling, diabetes. Oh, that's a big one. You got to do a show on diabetes. That's a big one. Sugars. Definitely got to do a show on sugars. Okay, that's one of the most dangerous. to ourselves. It's certain sugars. Okay? But today we're talking about PSA. And we just want you to know that, don't be afraid if you get diagnosis, any diagnosis. Don't be afraid. Because we now can guide you in the right direction, turn your whole diet around to a scientific diet. We're going to teach you to eat scientifically. We're going to teach you to live scientifically so that you will have health and longevity. Longevity. Do anybody know what longevity means? Longevity. Longevity means, with symptometry, longevity means you're living well into old age without diseases. Who says when you get old, you got to have diseases? Who said that? If they said that, do you know why? Do you know why it's said, and it actually is true? When we get old, we do start feeling everything, right? Aches and pains, diabetes, high blood pressure, unfortunately, cancer, PSA levels shooting up to the sky when we get older. Why? After what you heard today, do anybody know why? When we get to old age, we start having health problems. Can anybody tell me why? From what we said today, from what we discussed today, like, why do we have health problems when we reach a certain age, as they call old age?
Is it years of accumulation?
There you go, Agatha. Agatha, there you go. You reached your saturation points. You never got ionized through all the years of living. No one ever told us we need maintenance. We need maintenance. Scientific eating and living means living is maintenance. We teach you in scientific living to do maintenance. Okay, we can't just eat what we want to eat and expect to be healthy when we reach. When does it start? 60, if we're lucky. Okay, if we're lucky, 60. Some people unfortunately get sick way earlier than that. Okay, so this started real early in age of people who get sick before 60. Something started with the mother. That's why we have pregnancy management with Rita Taylor, who just left. She would teach you, for those who got young babies with cancer, it all started from the mother's womb. Okay, but if we're so can get here on Earth, okay, be born and live here on this planet, we have to be taught things about this planet, about the sun, about fruits, about vegetables. Plants have plant diseases. People think being a vegetarian is cool. Oh, I ain't gonna eat meat, it has diseases. Okay, but symptometry has devised a method to neutralize the diseases in plants, to neutralize the diseases in meats. Okay, certain fruits, as we see, we don't need those, especially apples. We don't need those. We don't need avocados. Avocados make your blood slow down. It makes it slow. We don't need nothing slowing down our blood, nothing at all. So that's right, Agatha. You made the right one. We built a saturation point when we're 60, 70. We done ate too many nuts, too many avocados, one too many T-bone steaks, too many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, So we want to, ionization helps you stay at a level, okay, where you won't reach, where you start feeling symptoms, where you start getting diseases. We don't want you up here. Ionization keeps you down here. Okay, eating scientifically keeps you down here. Okay, it keeps you down here. When you don't eat scientifically, you're raising. So when you get a certain age, okay, you're going to start having problems. Then you're really going to need ionization. So why not do maintenance now? Why not help yourself now? Why not take full responsibility for your health now? Make sense? I would. I learned my lesson. I reached saturation points here and there 3, 4 times. I had to come back down because I didn't know it was that was causing that. But I had to come back down. But now I know, so I'm not touching that no more. No, I'm not. And then I'm also going to have my, what we call reversals, just in case I reach my saturation point. I don't have to go call nobody. I have it right there in my medicine cabinet. Okay? It's always good to have it in the medicine cabinet. Have your reversals there. Have your 4 must-have emergencies in your home. Okay? We're here to help you. We're here to help you take full responsibility for your own health, because nobody else going to do it. We made our, unfortunately, we made our own self sick, so we really can't blame the doctors. We can't. But no one told us what we were doing. We never knew what we were doing. We were just eating and being merry, happy-go-lucky. We let our senses take over. The smells, the looks, the beautiful colors, all that takes over our senses. It just makes us want to, they say don't go in the grocery store hungry. Have anybody ever went to the grocery store hungry? Anybody? And what happened?
Bought a lot of stuff.
There you go. Probably stuff you really didn't need, right? Or go to the store for one thing, right? And then we come back with what? A whole bunch, 2, 3, 4 bags. But I just went to the store for paper towels. But I was hungry. So never go to the store hungry. Okay? Never. Or have something ready when you get home to eat. Cook before you go to the store. Okay? Or make sure you eat something so you won't buy the whole store, because it is possible, to help you out there. But now we have to, think twice. We do. We have to think twice about our health. We can't live in that world anymore of, eating anything we want, thinking we're going to wake up healthy tomorrow. It's not true. Unfortunately, we're slowly but surely building our saturation point. So particulates are here to keep us clean. We're here in the kitchen cooking scientifically so we can keep our own bodies clean to a certain point. Okay? And we can be healthier, because no one's healthy. No one in this world can say they're healthy because they don't do ionization. They don't bring they levels down. If you go to the doctors and you get your lab reports or your blood reports and it shows abnormalities, off to the right is kind of high, oh, you're eating something where your saturation point is up there. Okay, we're going to go home and we're going to call our coach and we're going to try to help figure out what it is, what we're eating. That's what makes symptometry different from other therapeutics. We're going to sit there, we're going to ask you what you eat for breakfast, what you eat for lunch, what you eat for dinner. Then we're going to analyze it. We know what's going on with you. So we're going to analyze what is in these foods that's causing you to have this symptom. Once we ionize you, we're going to remove that food. Well, we're going to remove that food before we ionize you. Then we're going to ionize you. Okay. Then we're going to get that saturation point down to a level is where you're healthier. So the key is to live a long life of health and longevity well into old age. We can live to 120. We can, as long as we keep our levels at a point is where it's low. So PSA is reversible. It comes to time, we ask that you stay with us just 6 months. Get everything cleaned out. Everything cleaned out. You're gonna see that PSA start going down, levels going down from hundreds to lower and 2 digits. And then you're going down to under whatever the range is. I think for PSA, I think it's like 6 or something, or under 6. Okay, you can do it. It's not hard. The only hard thing is resisting your temptations. That's the hardest thing about changing your ways, changing your health, is resisting temptation. And we can do it. We can do it with the right guidance. I mean, I'd rather do it and stay healthy. I'll resist that avocado so I won't have a heart attack. I will resist that avocado. I'll resist that soda so I won't get diabetes. I won't have cartilage troubles. I won't have PSA troubles. I'm a woman, but we won't have other problems that women have. Men won't have sicknesses that they have. We're all here to work together. We all made of cells. We all made of cells. All of our cells divide. So we're all as one. We're part of the universe. Things must flow at the speed of light in our bodies. So that's what I wanted to add about PSA today. And I hope that you guys have questions or would like to know anything today that we've talked about. Do anyone have any questions? We have the cell up. Great. Yep, we're all made of cells. All made of cells. Look at that. Look at all them interspaces within that cell. Okay? We don't want that on lockdown. We do not want all those on lockdown. So imagine how teeny everything is to get inside that little cell. What is this called? Compression force. Compression force to get everything that we need to live. Everything that our Creator imbued in us is in this little cell right here. Our intelligence, how to heal us. We were born to live on this planet, not to be sick. But God gave us intelligence, atomic intelligence, our cells, atomic intelligence, so we can figure out. He ain't gonna give us the answers. We got to figure out how to live on this planet full of poisons.
We have a hand raised. Sister
Heidi. Okay, great.
You can unmute yourself and go ahead and ask your question or make your comment. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Assalamualaikum.
The
question I have is that when you are doing your best to follow the diet of symptometry, the lifestyle of symptometry, and it's encouraged for you to continue maintenance, is there anything in particular that you use besides reversals or molecules in particulars that are specific for abnormalities? What is else there that you would just say generalized maintenance?
Yes. Would you like me to answer that question?
Yeah.
You can go ahead, Ms. Yvette, or either I can answer. I add to it once you finish.
Sure. So yes, we do.
Excellent question.
Excellent question. Yes. Because some people, you're right. Some people, would like to know other means. But yeah, so symptometry has created other methods to help you. Like you say, we help you take full responsibility of your health. So symptometry has also created other methods of using broccoli, which will be on my website soon. Okay. He's also created a blood cleanser, okay, which will be on my website soon, okay? So he has created methods for us to keep our line also. So he has created things for us to keep our pH in balance. Okay. Our cells clean with nature, with broccoli. That's amazing. All right. And, keep our blood clean. The main things that will help us. Yes, that was a great question. So look out for it coming soon. Okay.
Okay.
There's also other things that Centometer has that can help us. We have the formula A16B that remove internal acid that our own body produces. So our own body produces citrus acid, hydrochloric acid, malic acid. Our own body produces a lot of these strong acid. So
yes.
the formula A16B help us to produce an enzyme called dehydrogenase that fortify our immune system. We're always exposed to something. This is planet Earth. You're exposed to things every day. Viruses, bacteria, fungus, protozoa, worms, parasites. These things are everywhere. You can't go anywhere where these things are not. They're on the food, they're in the water, they're in the air. We breathe in them. We breathe in fungus every day. So that means we have to do something every day. So sometimes you have these different protocols, like Ms. Yvette said, we can use broccoli prepared in a certain way to clean our liver, to clean every organ.
Our organs, yes.
It doesn't cost us much money. You just have to know how to prepare it.
That's it.
We can use lime juice prepared in a certain way.
Yes.
It has amino benzoic acid to correct the pH in your blood.
Yes.
So the blood will move with speed. Sometimes people's blood become too sticky based on what they are eating. These things happen to us every day. So there's things that we can do every day to remove concretion. We have to periodically take something to produce collagen. That's what we're made of. And when a person's having aches and pain, well, that's another reason for the formula A16B. Man, if I take them every week, you have any aches and pain, man, pour the formula A16B out.
That's it.
I don't save them. I take them. I take one at least every week, sometimes twice, 3 times a week, my exposure. If I'm out there working in the yard.
I wish the doctor they could put that in the pill form, because that stuff is bitter.
Bitter is good though. Bitter is good.
Bitter is better.
Bitter is better. Yes.
This is where the Almighty put things. He put it in the bitter because many people wouldn't even try it. So you just be doomed. You had to go where many people don't travel. So he made it bitter things in the creation for us, because he knew many people wouldn't attempt. They love the sweet stuff, and that's what's making you sick. All the sweet stuff, tasting good, but you'll be sick. The bitter stuff help to fortify the cell. The centometers have that down to a science. Bitter is better. So every time I get ready to take that formula A16B, I'm smiling. Come on, bitter. Because time I get over it, I'm gonna feel much better the next day. I'm gonna feel better.
Yes.
And I'm fortifying myself. See, we talk about fortifying the cell against diseases.
Yes.
Against microbes, against toxic matter, against parasite. This is what the Almighty have allowed us to be able to do. We have the knowledge to do it, but hey, we have to do it. Nobody's going to do it for us.
Nope.
We keep eating that sweet stuff, and we keep eating things we shouldn't eat, and then we reach the saturation point, and we just keep on eating it. And like something going to magically happen. No, we have to remove those things out of our blood.
Naturally.
The fiber that we're made of, those things would be in them. The sludge, the concretion, the particle waste, the lactic acid. Every time we move our muscle, that lactic acid being produced. So when I go to the gym or walk it for a mile or whatever, I come back and take that formula A16B that night. Because it removes citrus acid. It removes malic acid. All these things from muscle activity. We have to know that the human body requires high maintenance.
High maintenance.
It produces a lot of garbage. Sometimes it has it down to a science how much garbage a human being body produces. It's absolutely incredible.
Incredible.
See, we've been taught to take things for granted. Oh, as long as I go to the bathroom and drink some water, eat some plants and some vegetables, I'm gonna be
healthy. No.
Health do not come from food. It comes
Nope.
what you do after you eat the food.
Yes, and before. Exactly.
Yeah, and before, and paying attention.
Yes.
Being smart.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody come to your home and they had COVID. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Kick them out.
They shook your hand. They sneezed on you. What are you going to do?
Take the B16.
Yeah, so we know what to do.
Or broccoli cleanse. There you go.
Exactly. We know what to do.
That's
I've
right.
helped people with COVID for years.
That's right.
And then they end up with COVID. I went to their home. They couldn't get out. I went to the home, carried Formula 16B with me. I helped them to get the particulars of molecule if they needed it.
Yes.
Show them how to take it. Went to their home.
Yes.
Never had an episode of COVID.
Mm-mm.
Isn't that amazing?
That Formula A16B is
It
powerful.
worked even in the summertime. I'm taking it. I took one this morning. I took one yesterday morning. I took one 3 days ago. I'm taking another one tonight.
So when you take it, you know, often you don't really get the bitter as much.
Exactly. You get used to the bitterness. I'm looking forward to taking it and be bitter. Okay, come on, bitter. And then it's over with.
Yeah.
I have some more water on the side after I take it. I have some water to rinse that on down. And man, it's just like nothing. You figure out how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you develop good health habits.
Yes.
When you get up in the morning, drink 1 liter of water, electrolyte enriched water. Don't say, well, I can't afford to drink that. No, you can't afford not to drink it. 1 liter, that whole bottle, drink it when you first get up in the morning. Water have energy and force. And this is how our body operates, through energy and force. You ask what you could do. We're telling you what you can do. That don't cost a lot of money. It just changes your habit. And when you choose and select your food scientifically, then it takes less food for you to eat. You're not eating everything. Your food bill will be reduced in half. We don't want to be the food police, but this is where you come in. You know what you shouldn't be eating. You already know before you eat it. And then after you eat it, you say, well, man, I shouldn't have ate that, but it's too late.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just be disciplined.
Yes.
We ask people to change and modify their lifestyle. If you want to be healthy, you don't have to be healthy, but it's difficult to be healthy because that's what you have to do. Modify your lifestyle. You have to do some things that you don't want to do. You have to eat at a certain time. And when it comes time to eat, you're hungry, don't delay. Eat. Follow the sales dictate. When
don't go to the store.
Go to the bathroom. Don't say, well, I'm going to wait.
To the store. Don't
do
go
what
out
the sales tell you to do. And then they'll work for you. They'll work for you.
Mm-hmm.
So that was an excellent question, Sister Hadia. What do you do? And you ionize pure aggregate. Don't let the year go by and you didn't ionize anything. Don't do it. Ionization, helping the blood move with speed, at the speed of light, removing concretion, producing enzymes, producing collagen. All these things are requirements for being healthy.
Yes.
Not ignore your cells that we're made of. They created us.
Yes. Also,
they know how to take care of us. Go right ahead.
That's correct. That's correct. Also, there's scientific fasting. Forget about
scientific fasting.
You can do scientific fasting, not the normal fasting. Scientific fasting.
Yes.
So contact your coach if you want to try that, and they will help you get started.
And you can we have blood cleanser. And we have people to that's another therapeutic that they can use, costs hardly any money at all. Blood cleanser to remove microprotein, some fried starchy foods, all these things that compromise us. Food. We thought food was our salvation, but food is a problem. But we have to eat food to keep living.
Yes, it only gives us energy. That's all it does. It gives us energy and very little nutrients. And that little nutrients, you want to make sure your food is cooked scientifically because we need that 10%. Okay, all the rest is just
it's garbage.
Belly fillers.
That's it.
Belly fillers that's gonna get you to a saturation point that you don't want. So every time you think about that muffin, think about
the thousands of enzymes you're gonna waste up. You're gonna waste.
Yeah.
You're gonna deactivate.
And that muffin got eggs in it too.
Yes.
Do I want eggs that's gonna harden in my body?
Like diamonds?
Like diamonds, then you can't use the broccoli clean. You need a particulate to move that. You need a particulate. Okay. And water, by drinking 1 liter of water a day, helps move things through your body too.
Absolutely.
See, most of us don't drink water. We just sip on it, but we don't really drink it. How are we supposed to move things out the way that we've eaten? Okay, we got to move them. Water helps. Water helps. It's a mover. Okay, don't be thirsty all day and thirsty. No, when you're thirsty, you're stagnating. You need to flow.
Yeah,
our body needs blood needs to flow. We need to drink water. Not a lot now. Only 2 liters a day. Yes. Too much water, you're gonna have kidney problems. You don't want kidney problems, right? So 2 liters a day. This is 1 liter. This is what you're supposed to drink in the morning. Okay. And then throughout the day, you're drinking the other liter throughout the day.
Yes.
Okay. Along with the ginger beverage. Oh, we forgot about the ginger beverage.
Yeah, ginger beverage. Therapeutic ginger beverage.
Forgot about the ginger beverage. Yes. We have so many things.
What was that?
The ginger beverage.
Ginger beverage.
Yes.
That helps to produce enzyme.
Yes, that helps. Yes, all those.
And pH adjuster.
Yes,
antiviral, antibacterial, antifungus, anti-mold, does all of these things.
Also have cortisol, prevents inflammation.
Cortisol. And also have copper, activator of enzyme.
Yes. Yes.
Got to have copper for movement.
Yes.
Must be in the muscle, must be in the nerve, must be in our bone, in the tissue. Copper.
Copper. Yes. Mm-hmm. So it's amazing. Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your question.
We have really enjoyed sharing the information of optimal health. And we enjoy people participating. So we talked about elevated PSA. And we hope we put that concern to rest in men.
Yes.
So men, brothers, you have to take full responsibility. Don't let the doctor scare you and frighten you into doing something that you don't have to do.
Please don't.
You can do the surgery, you can do chemo, you can do radiation. It doesn't mean that your PSA gonna go back to normal. It might come down.
So why have that?
Yes, it might come down, but there's a big price that you have to pay for those options.
Yes, but then it goes back up if you have surgery because it
don't
solve the problem.
Yeah.
It doesn't solve the problem because you go back home and you continue to eat the same way you ate. That's why cancer comes back. People who have remission. That's why it comes back. Because they don't
go anywhere.
How to modify your diet, and it didn't go anywhere. You didn't ionize. You didn't ionize. So you're still at that saturation point.
Exactly.
After surgery, after chemo.
And you're still eating the food.
And you're still eating the foods because no one taught you no better. But now we got a school, ladies and gentlemen.
You can go
we got a school that's once a month online.
This is we have another hand raised. Ms. Agatha, you can unmute yourself and ask your question or comment.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you said ginger beverage, I just started Googling things, but what is it something you make or do you buy?
You make it. You make it.
It's made
that we have.
It's made by Symptometry. It's not Googled.
No, you can't Google this.
You're not gonna find it on Google. Okay. It's another
therapeutic recipe.
Therapeutic recipe that Symptometry has created for our health.
Okay,
again,
where can I find it?
You have a health coach. You have me. I'm your health coach. All you got to do is call me, and I probably have emailed it to you. If you hadn't checked your email lately, it's probably you already have it. If not,
all right, thank you.
We'll make sure you get it if you don't have it, and we'll discuss how you prepare it.
I have a question. This is Glenn.
Glenn, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you for joining us again this week.
Yes.
Appreciate you being here. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, I was just wondering. So, because I just started in September, in changing my food and eating habits, how do you recommend we use, like, for instance, the ginger beverage, the pH adjusters, or the A16B, should we be using them now since we just started, or is there a time frame that comes in where we should say, okay, we go and use this additional protocol, I should say?
That's an excellent question. It depends on the person, because when a person comes to St. Thomas, they're already overwhelmed with the information and what they got to do. Well, I can't eat this, and they under stress and all this. So step by step, we share information with them.
Okay.
Based on their emotional state, based on their condition. So some people, depending on what the person might have, the symptom, we might share some things right away with them. And it also depends on how hesitant the person is. If they really making changes, then I share things with them every day that they can do. But there's no point in me telling you how to do the ginger beverage and you barely making how to clean up your kitchen and clean up your refrigerator. And you're hesitating, and you don't like sardines. I don't want sardines. I don't want salmon. I don't want this. You know, those people, I tell them after they have gotten really started, maybe 3 months down the road. But if a person is eager and they're willing to learn and make the changes, I share things with them right away. I'm sure Miss Yvette do the same thing. It just depends on the person.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, sounds good.
We don't want to overwhelm people having to do too much. It's a step-by-step approach, because if not, they're not going to change. It's going to be too frustrating. It'll be too much. So we're not the food police. We're just letting people know what it takes to be healthy. They have to make up their mind to move forward.
We don't badger nobody.
Exactly.
Right? We don't badger no therapeutics at all. They all have a purpose.
Absolutely.
Doctors have a purpose. You know, chiropractors have a purpose.
Absolutely.
Massagists, what you call them? Massagists, people who massage.
Masseuse,
They have a purpose.
Chinese traditional medicine, they all have a purpose.
Yeah, and now we
allopathic medicine has expertise that they do.
Right.
If you have if you have emergency, I'm dialing 911. I'm not waiting for optometry.
Nope.
You got to be able to live another
stabilized
day.
First, right?
Yeah,
we're gonna go get stabilized first, and then we're gonna finish with
exactly. If you call me, you have an emergency, I'm gonna dial 911. Get yourself stabilized.
Yeah, because we can walk outside and something hit us.
Exactly.
And the environment can bring us down.
Absolutely.
Something more powerful, you know, than what we have can bring us down. So we need immediate help sometimes. So they're good. That's why we don't badger therapeutics. We're not going to take the evasive ones. No.
Absolutely.
No, but if we break our arm, you know, we need a cast, right? To put it back together. So they are good. They have their purpose. We just have to be smart and take care of our own health. Okay? Take responsibility. We don't want to leave it all up to them.
Absolutely.
No. To other people. No. No. we need to take responsibility for ourselves.
We have reached the end of our program today. Like time just went by so fast.
Yes, it did.
So we're going to share our information. Of course, we're going to ask people to go to the website of the American School of Symptometry Not-for-Profit. It is amsos.org. Please go there. Many articles. One of the latest articles that's posted there is about copper toxicity. Yes. Many of the articles that we have discussed on the program here, they come from the website. You can go there and read further yourself about the article and get more in-depth information. You can do your own research. You know, so this is what we suggest that you do. The other website at symptometry.com, a lot of information there about particulates, what they do, what they're made out of, where they come from. The Almighty has placed everything in the ecosystem for us to reverse every condition.
Yes.
Before we even had the disease, you already put the solution right here in our face. So this is what symptometry, the work of symptometry is to find them, find those solutions. The Almighty placed them here already for us. So please go there. If you have a need for a certified symptometry health coach, you have my contact information. It's Abdul Shaheed, Shaheed2 at gmail.com. And Shaheed is spelled Shaheed. You may also send us a text or give us a call at 678-572-7269. 678-572-7269 to have a discussion about health, to help guide you in the right direction. We do all of these things as a certified scientology health coach. Also, with our guests being present with us today, we would like to give you their contact information, how to reach them. You have Ms. Rita Taylor. She's a certified Scientology health coach, and she can be reached by text or by calling at 214-405-4136. And her specialty is pregnancy management.
Yes.
How to have a natural childbirth.
Yes. A good
Natural
start.
childbirth. Labor, average time, 10, 15, 20 minutes is over.
Yes.
You're not supposed to be all in pain for three or 4 days.
Hours. Yes.
3 or 4 days in pain, and then to end up with a C-section. No, that's not how it's supposed to work.
No.
So if you have somebody you know that's pregnant or want to get pregnant,
yes,
call her. She has the expertise, a great service. You can't go wrong. Have a healthy baby with a firm foundation before the baby gets here.
That's it.
You deal with all these problems. So she has a website, and that website is pregnancymadeeasy.com. Pregnancymadeeasy.com. All one word. Also, now we have Miss Yvette Dean, certified Scientology health coach, and also a student in the master program at the American School of Scientology, in the same class I'm in. Both right there together, struggling to learn more and more.
Yes.
So you can reach her by dialing 708-541-3286. And her website is scientificrecipes.com. Scientificrecipes.com. Her specialty is recipe. If you can't figure out the food groups, how to put them together, she has recipes already for you, for me.
Recipes. Yes.
You know, you can contact her. Her email is coachvet2019@gmail.com. That's COACHVETT2019@gmail.com. Brothers and sisters, we have really enjoyed being here, sharing the information of optimal health here on AM360. We look for you again with us on next Monday, same time, same fat station. And tomorrow we'll be working with Rashid Abdul Salam on the science of your health and your wealth learning lab. Please join us from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday.
Yes.
And you can join by sending me a text or email, and I'll forward you the Zoom link, or you can call in to 646-931-3860. And the meeting ID is 895-0850-9060 pound. And the passcode is 958125 pound. And brothers and sisters, we have to lead. There's another program that come on after our program. It's called Mali Ali Kuli High. Please stay tuned for Imam Abdul Aziz. He's the Imam Masjid Adam in Bronx, New York. And their motto is, we are together under any and all circumstances. So we greet everyone with the greeting of peace. Salam alaikum, peace be unto you. Thank you, Ms. Yvette.
Thank you.
And all our audience, have an excellent evening. Thank you so very much.
Likewise. Everyone enjoy the evening.
Peace.
Peace.